afternoon, and thank you so much for having us this morning. I was honored to be given this opportunity to share with all of you this life-changing event. I'm sure when you look at me, you do not see a victim of heart disease. But in my family, we are all victims of this devastating reality. 2011 hosted many significant life events for me. During my sophomore year of high school, I got my first real boyfriend, was almost through with driver's training, and had competed in my very first pageant. And I was recognized as team captain of my Class A Division I pom-pom team. Although it seems like just yesterday, 5 years has flown by, and if anything, I've gotten busier. I am now a member of the Central Michigan University pom team, juggling classes and my new title as National American Miss Michigan. The one difference I had was one of my greatest fans, my Aunt Nikkole. She attended my performances, encouraged my singing by having me perform for her every chance we got, and made sure to photobomb all of my homecoming pictures. We were very much alike spirits. We leaned towards our creative side, had an appreciation for the arts, challenged each other to think outside the box, and we both enjoyed a good pair of 6-inch Louis Vuitton stilettos. The week of October 20th, 2011, hosted the most important football game of the season in my town, Midland Down. My prom team was so excited to perform at the halftime show. Amidst the freezing rain, muddy bleachers, and the strong wind, I stepped onto the field that night and looked up to find my two cheerleaders huddled under a blanket and umbrella, withstanding the unbearable conditions to watch me do what I love. If my mom was there, you could bet my Aunt Nikki was sitting right beside her. And my mom never misses anything. After one of the best performances I've ever had, I was greeted with a warm hug and a cold-nosed kiss from my aunt. I remember joking with her the whole way to the parking lot before what would have been our last I love you goodbye.
So the next morning, I took my Nikkole to school like normal, but instead of going into work that day, we were expecting some company. So I went home to get a few last minute things around. And it wasn't long before I got home, I got a phone call that Nikkole was on her way to the hospital in an ambulance and may have had a heart attack. Shortly after my sister called, same thing. Gosh, there was a message on Mom and Dad's machine that Nikkole is on her way to the hospital. So I want to remind you that Nikkole is 47, and she had kind of a flair for the dramatic. So I wasn't really sure. I wasn't taking everything. I didn't realize the magnitude of what was happening. But Roxana and I, we pulled into the hospital at the same time, walked in, asked for Nikkole, and they directed us to the back of the ER into a room that said quiet room. And it says new definition to me now. As we stood outside the room, we said, no, we're looking for Nikkole Rogers. We're, I don't think we need to be in here. And she said, just come in for a moment. And she said, now listen, it appears your sister's had a heart attack. We're doing everything we can to save her life. So we kind of sunk in this shock moment at that time. And shortly after my mom and dad arrived, and the nurse said, it's been a while that she's been without a pulse, and we probably got to stop resuscitation soon. And so we stand up in protest, like, no, you can't, she'll pull out. And, but as we're going through this, someone comes out and says, I got a pulse. And so they took her back to the next step, and they determined that she had 2 arteries that were 100% blocked and one that was 90%, and she was going to need heart surgery. So up we carted to another area of the hospital and prepared ourselves for a long day. But again, they came and got us and took us to a quiet room. And in this quiet room, they said, she was without oxygen a long time, and if she does survive this, we're not sure if she'll be the same. We're not sure the effect on her brain. We don't care. We want her to have the surgery. We don't care the chances. Get her in there. Let's save her life. Let's do this. So they did. They took us a little while later. They came back and they said, there's less than 5% chance that she's going to survive this. She was almost 60 minutes without solid oxygen to her brain. We didn't care if it was 1%. Please have the surgery. So they did. And we started our vigil in the ICU. And this is where I kind of reflected on the week. Because earlier in the week on Tuesday, Nikkole and I had walked, and I don't even think it was 3 miles. It wasn't very long, it didn't seem. But shortly, about halfway through, she stopped, by a light, and she said, I just need to rest, I'm really out of breath. And I was like, girl, you need to pick it up. What do you mean rest? You know, because this was so out of character for her. And but I didn't know the sign, and nor did she, I guess is the point. And then the night before, Micaiah's football game, as she mentioned, was cold and rainy, as Midland usually is, it seems. And they ushered the girls into the school after their performance to warm up, and Micaiah had left her gym bag on the track. So Nikkole and I went back to get that gym bag, and again, she stopped at the fence to the track and said, you go ahead and get it. I'm just really tired, I don't feel like walking out there right now. And I'm like, okay, no problem, I'll go get it. And I came back, and we went and saw Micaiah and so forth, and she drove away. Also during this time, a friend of hers, Billy, had shared how in the morning, Nikkole woke up, she was having some back pain and some chest pain, some numbness, but not really so severe, like, oh my gosh, I'm having a heart attack, but, you know, enough that she questioned it. So they went to the emergency room, and in the parking lot, Nikkole said, you know, this is silly, I'm fine, I just need to rest, let's go. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. So they went home, and within 30 minutes, she had her heart attack that morning. And Billy called 911, and they walked him through hand-only CPR. So he was doing, we don't know, you know, he was doing everything he could. The ambulance was there quite quickly, and she was in the ER, and, you know, I've shared all of that. So it's just a lot of the warning things, I guess, I want to point out. But Nikkole did come out of that surgery okay, but she never woke up. The next 6 days at the hospital were just a whirlwind of hopes and disappointments. Multiple specialists would review her, and they would bring us into this quiet room and tell us about what they found on her brain or her heart or her recovery. And family flew in from other states, and we held vigil, and her very precious little children visited her every day, and they brought her a prayer blanket, and we surrounded her. And but on Thursday, October 27th, 6 days later, her battle ended as she passed away. The next few days were pretty numb for us, writing her obituary, picking her casket, just all these things that go into it. Thank God we had the Rogers family who were helping with the children and helped do the wake and so much a part of us in this experience. And I think one of the most chilling memories I have is the kids, Carson at the church, and Matthew looking over the casket as we carried it, and my then 12-year-old little Matthew was helping carry that casket. In fact, this picture of Nikkole and her two kids was taken October 5th at my niece's wedding. So it was taken just, 15, 16 days before her heart attack. Nikkole was 47. She was average weight, average height. She had no obvious signs leading into this event, except the risk factors, a lot of risk factors. My mom's brother died at the age of 47 of a heart attack. Our parents had both experienced heart disease, and my dad had a heart attack. And so there was a lot of family history. She did have some slightly elevated cholesterol signs I learned later from some of her blood work, but nothing really earth-shattering. Bigger issue is this signs just before her heart attack happened. Being easily out of breath, being tired, and things like that. So I'm also 47 today. Not today's not my birthday, but I stand before you 47 years old. Kind of average, I think, height and weight, and but I'm armed with the knowledge of my family's disposition for this illness and my own slightly elevated cholesterol numbers. Difference being that I've adjusted my diet, and I try to get regular exercise, and I do take a cholesterol lowering medicine, and I'm under doctor's care every year. I wish I could have passed that on to Nikkole. I can't stress enough how dangerous certain attitudes can be, like this will never happen to me or my family, or this isn't a young person's concern. And probably one that I've heard and I think is probably one of the most dangerous, is I'll know if I have a heart attack. Because the truth is, most women don't know. They dismiss their symptoms as something else. And many women who suffer a heart attack under the age of 50 don't survive. Standing here with my daughter reminds me of why I take my medicine, why I look at my numbers, why I keep going with this cause and fight it, and it's important to me. I do it so that Nikkole's loss will not go unanswered. In essence, we want to be the voice for her memory. I know if she had survived, she'd be standing here telling you her story, and it would have changed so many things in our life. So I hope that being her voice will help all of you.
As the reigning Miss Michigan, and even before I received this title, I have dedicated myself to this platform, and I have had many opportunities to reach out for the cause. One of the things I did each year when fundraising for my pageants is donated a portion of all my proceeds raised to Heart Healthy initiatives. With that being said, I am proud to have with me a check for the Go Right campaign, representing some of those proceeds from last year's pageant. I wanted to start the day off with my donation because I believe it is important for events like this, not only to provide an opportunity to educate and bring awareness to people, but also to raise money for research efforts in preventative medicines and heart disease in general. It is my hope that together we can reduce or eliminate the number of victims of heart disease across America, both those who suffer significant heart events and all those potential victims that love them. From us both, thank you.